Greetings. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. My name is Noma Zinochiwe, and welcome to my channel where I talk about different issues relating to spirituality. This evening, we're going to talk about animal medicine, animal guardians, spirit animals, totems, whatever you like to call them, however you relate to the animals that appear to you in your life. We're going to be using 2 decks. I'll use the card from the first deck, which is this one called Angels and Ancestors Oracle Cards. I was particularly drawn to this deck because of the card that is on the cover, and she is known as the Animal Guardian. And I will talk about the Animal Guardian just now. Then we also have this deck called Spiritual Animal Wisdom, and this actually is my little surprise for tonight. I happen to have an extra deck, so this I will be giving away, and I'll put the details below in the description box as to how we're going to choose who to send it. But this is the other deck where we will get the majority of the cards that we'll be discussing. There are 44 cards in this deck. I won't talk about all of them. I'm only going to discuss those cards where the animals are commonly seen in Africa, in South Africa. Also, you may possibly dream of those animals and they have a meaning, a special meaning. But I'm going to talk about the Animal Guardian, and I'm just going to refer to the guidebook because I think some of the messages are really beautiful, and I don't want to leave anything out or leave you in any kind of doubt. So this deck has several suits of cards. One of them is the Sacred Ones, which include the Great Mother, the High Priestess, the Medicine Mother, the Shaolin Master, all powerful spiritual guides that have lessons for each and every one of us. These you could consider to be archetypes, which human beings would relate to. All of the stories about the heroes, those really are about archetypes and what they have to teach us. Then we have the guardians and messengers, and the Animal Guardian is from that suit of cards. And then we have the warrior symbols, which include, different elements. There's also the snake and the stag, the sun, and the drum. There are many different ones. And then, of course, the seasons. So just to speak briefly to the issue of where we get this guidance in terms of the Animal Guardian. Primarily, we learn a lot from nature. And you may have remembered the stories that we were told as children. We often heard stories about the hare and the baboon, and they were meant to teach us certain life lessons, even though it was truth wrapped up in children's stories. You have fairy tales again, where we speaks to various archetypes of the hero and the villain and the victim that the hero rescues, or the victims that the hero rescues. And those are also powerful stories that have something to teach us. The primary message of the Animal Guardian is to trust your instincts. And the card's message, when it appears in a reading, says, trust the powerful animal spirit within to learn more about yourself and your talents. The Animal Guardian is the card that represents the angels of the animal kingdom. Animals are angels of nature who have incredible lessons to offer and medicine that can support you on your spiritual journey and help you survive some of your greatest challenges. When you connect with the energies of animals, you can learn a lot about yourself and the earth. You also have instinctive animal energy within that can direct you towards everything you need and more. The Animal Guardian card depicts a tribal angel being held and supported by her animals. She has a love for them, and they have a love for her, demonstrating how incredibly connected nature is with the spiritual realms. And the extended message of the card says you have a powerful animal within that can be wild, protective, instinctive, even calm. Animals don't second guess how they feel, they just express it. And you can learn from that. When this card arises, it's important to connect with how you really feel, how you want to feel, and what you really need. Take the time to connect with your animal energy and express it naturally. Let even the fiercest energy move through you before returning to your natural state. It will teach you a lot about your gifts and how you can grow. And this doesn't just relate to spiritually gifted people. All of us can learn from the animal world. Even in the Bible, one of the proverbs says, look to the ant and consider her ways. And it talks about how ants work together, how they store up food for the winter. And there are many other examples in the Bible where the writings and the teachings relate to what animals have to teach us as human beings. So, animal wisdom is present in every culture, every spiritual tradition. I'm going to start with the common animals that we are familiar with. And if you haven't watched my previous video, please do watch it, the one about the animal prince, because we are going to talk about the lion, known as Ibhubezi in isiZulu. The core message of the lion is to honor your soul and celebrate its journey. So animals generally, especially lions, symbolize royal ancestry among Africans, particularly Abenguni and the Ndao people of Mozambique, Zimbabwe. There's some in Zambia as well, and further up north like Malawi. The lion symbolizes royal ancestry, honor, dignity, and ancestors that present as lions generally confer wisdom and leadership qualities. Lions care for the pack, and they will do anything to protect the pride lands. And if a member of the pride is being disruptive, they will drive that member of the pride away, particularly a male. It may seem cruel, but it really is about establishing and enforcing leadership and making sure that the balance is maintained. And it's also being cruel to be kind, because the animal, the lion that is driven out of the pride, must go and form its own pride and find its own lands and find its own females and literally found its own bloodline. So in a sense, it is being cruel to be kind. But the element associated with the animal in terms of this deck is earth. And the meaning is to honor your soul and celebrate its journey. The energy of the lion is regarded as royal and steeped in rich history. Lions are protectors. They have served on this planet for eons and were present in ancient Egypt, where they were linked to the goddess Sekhmet. They are known for unifying the divine masculine and feminine. So you'll find a lot of healers may actually have the lion as a spirit animal or a power animal, or their ancestral guides may present as a lion in dreams. They are dedicated, brave, honorable, and proud, and show us that power does not need to be aggressive, but can have quiet dignity. So you'll find people with lion as an animal totem, when they walk into a room, they don't need to say anything. People just feel their presence, and they feel that dignity and that majesty that they carry. Their message is to stay true to who you are. Don't bury yourself under other people's projected beliefs and insecurities. There are many distractions around you, but walk your most illuminated path with pride and discern between what is true and what is illusion by tuning into your heart. So you'll find if you relate to the lion, whether it's just when you see a picture, whether you've had seen the lion in your dreams, whether you are drawn to the lion, images of the lion, whether it's a print fabric or just a picture, or when you see a lion on TV, something just arises within you and is aroused within you. It means then that animal has something to teach you. The book says, light a candle and give thanks for where you are today. You have reached a milestone or new chapter, and the lion comes to remind you to have gratitude for all that has passed and what is yet to unfold. What I like about this deck is it also gives you what are known as crystal companions, so crystals that you can wear or use around you if you have the lion as a totem. It has here garnet and smoky quartz. Garnet is red in color. Red is the color of the root chakra. The element associated with the lion is earth, so red is very good for root chakra work, just giving you that sense of security and protection. And then smoky quartz is another crystal that you can wear, and I will talk about crystals and gemstones in another video. Smoky quartz is very protective. It absorbs negative energy, especially if you wear it on your dominant hand. Again, also associated with earth. So I think it's just very important when you come across an animal guardian like the lion, whether it is on an oracle card reading like the ones we have here, or an image that you've seen, or your dreams, it just reminds you to honor your soul. And it reminds you of your royal heritage, and it reminds you again to not allow other people's opinions to change your perception of who you are. Because generally, when you have that spirit guardian, you come across as proud, dignified, very powerful, very intimidating. A lion doesn't need to roar. Everyone knows when a lion appears that, it's time to really make sure that you're in a safe place, because if that lion, strikes, that could be the end of you. So it's very important to not allow people's opinions to change your opinion of who you are, and not allow people to diminish you, because you find when you have the lion as a guardian, you tend to be very intimidating, and you do get people of a lower vibrational nature wanting to destroy you because they cannot reach your level, or they're not at your level, so they want you to come down to theirs. So that's what I will say about the lion for the time being. We've just started with the cats, because I think the cats are quite common. And I like the association of the lion with ancient Kemet. Again, the lion is associated with the sun, the element of the sun as well, because the in astrology the lion is Leo, and Leo is the heavenly body that is associated with Leo is the sun. And if you go to ancient Kemet, even in modern Egypt today, the Sphinx actually has the face of a woman and the body of a lion. And the way that the lion, the Sphinx itself, they found that the Sphinx was actually carved and facing the direction of the constellation of Leo, way back in ancient times. And the constellation of Leo is considered to be, ruled by the sun. So somebody with the lion totem is someone who shines bright, is in the public eye, kind, warm, generous. Even when they get angry, and their anger can be fierce, just like a lion, very destructive, but it's over very quickly, and they're quick to forgive. So I think that's where I will leave it there about the lion. But again, very popular spirit or power animal. The next animal I'm going to talk about is the cat. This is the picture of the cat. Cats were also associated with the deity Bastet in ancient Kemet. The elements associated with this animal are earth and air. And the message of the cat is have strength, faith, and conviction in your voice. It has never been more needed. So if you're drawn to cats, cats are drawn to you. You like pictures of cats, you have cats or images of cats in your space, then this is a message from the spirit world through the animal and the qualities of the animal. It says the cat shines a light on all the ways you communicate to friends, family, or work colleagues. So remember, the element of air governs the throat chakra. It's associated with communication, clear thinking, logic, and rationality. She will bring clarity and help if you find and help you find your voice if you feel you have lost it. The cat helps you communicate with higher beings and spirits, opening and working on your throat chakra. The cat brings in powerful Ra sun energy from the great central sun Helios to activate and charge your cells and higher chakras. The cat brings a balanced perspective, courage, independence, and strength. She is all things mystical and magical, an ancient protector of many earthly civilizations, especially during ancient Egyptian times where she was worshipped through Bastet, the goddess of protection. You are being asked to bring this spirit animal's energy into your life. Refresh and energize your body with the sun's energy. So the crystal companions are sodalite. Sodalite is blue in color, blue and white. Again, very good mineral crystal for the throat chakra. Chrysocolla, which also has lots of blue and blue kyanite. It's important to understand that cats are very independent. Those that own cats or live with cats will tell you that a cat comes and goes as he or she pleases. It's actually more like the cat owns you, not you own the cat. So it comes to be fed. It may sit around and let you pet it, but it's a very independent animal and very strong. People talk about cats having 9 lives. If you drop a cat, it always lands on its feet, unless it's sick or dying or something. But as long as the cat is alive, it will always turn itself around from whatever dizzy height and land on its feet. So if you find that you are drawn to this animal, those are the lessons for you as well. It means you're stronger than you realize, and you need to speak your truth, and you mustn't be intimidated by situations, people, or places around you. Just say what's on your mind. The next animal we're going to talk about is the panther. We don't have panthers in southern Africa. However, panther is a generic naming convention for the big cats that live in the wild. So you'll find that the leopard is known in Latin as Panthera pardus, and the lion is known as Panthera leo. So if you dream of a panther, like Black Panther, or you're drawn to panther imagery, it is most likely that the spirit guardian or the spirit animal is the leopard, and I believe they carry similar messages. So the panther's primary element is earth, and when it appears, the meaning is consider who you allow to take your energy and who you give it away to freely. So the panther speaks of protecting your energy and reestablishing boundaries. Ask yourself, who are you allowing to take your energy and who do you give it away to freely? How can you rebalance this? Also be aware that of the energies that you sense being drawn to you. Are you letting in energy that you shouldn't? Call on the panther to protect your aura when you are out, and carry a protection crystal. For strong cord cutting, invoke the violent flame. Call it down through the higher chakras to fill up your body through all layers and push its violet light through all cords attached to you. As it moves through them, it burns them up from you back to the person, place, or thing that is taking your energy. And this is very important for healers. A lot of healers have the leopard as a spirit guardian. Their ancestors present as leopards in dreams. Maybe you've been shown the leopard print. This again is a message for you about protecting your energy. The leopard for us in Africa is a powerful mystical animal. Its coat or skin was worn by priests in ancient Egypt in Kemet as a protective amulet. Kings and chiefs wear the leopard print today because the leopard represents the priesthood, the ancient priesthood of the ancient supreme being, the Ancient of Days. While the lion represents royalty, which is more of temporal or earthly power, but the leopard, which is the strongest of all the cats, like the panther, it symbolizes spiritual power. So particularly if you are a healer or you do healing work of any kind, and you have the leopard or the panther as your spirit animal, it makes you aware of guarding your energy so that your energy is spent on doing things that bring glory to God, that help people that deserve it, and your energy isn't taken from you by people that will misuse it for their own personal gain, leaving you depleted and unable to complete your own mission. So the crystal companions are shungite, black tourmaline, and again smoky quartz. Black tourmaline and smoky quartz, even shungite, are powerful protective crystals. Again, worn on your dominant hand, they absorb negative energy, and when worn on your non-dominant hand, they allow you to receive the energy of the earth to charge up your aura and to protect your spirit body or your aura from unwanted energy vampires and leeches and cords, spiritual cords or spiritual ties with people that are out there stealing your energy. So that really is where I'll leave it about the panther. Our next big cat is the tiger. So the thing with oracle cards is they do come with a guidebook which gives you what the messages are according to the person that developed the deck. However, if you are intuitive, you can just reflect and meditate on the image and see what that brings up for you. So this is the tiger. We don't have tigers in Africa except at Johannesburg Zoo, where I've seen one. But there are some people that have lineage that includes people from Asia or the Far East. So you may dream of tigers, you may dream of tiger print. We don't always look like our lineage. So you may be a black person in terms of your looks, your phenotype. Maybe you've been black in your family for the last 3 generations, but who knows what happened before that. We had a lot of people coming from Asia trading in Africa, for generations. You may very well have an Indian or even a Chinese ancestor, or any other Asian tribe in your bloodline. So it's not going to be a surprise if you dream of the tiger. The tiger is also affiliated to the panther, the leopard, and the lion as well. So if you have any of those as your guardian, the tiger comes with them too. So does the cheetah, but we don't have a cheetah in this deck. The tiger, like the leopard, is a solitary animal. It only comes together with other tigers to mate, but otherwise it generally spends time by itself. You could probably consider it to be linked to the hermit card, because the hermit is an energy that comes through in tarot for somebody who isolates themselves for the purpose of connecting to higher wisdom and spirit, and learning from spirit and gaining strength. So the message of the tiger is about divine timing. Its elements are earth and fire, and the meaning is good things come to those who wait. If the tiger appears to you, it is asking you to be patient and trust in divine timing. The tiger brings a message of strength and courage. It is time for you to be really present in the moment and to tune into what you want. You may feel fiery and charged up, ready to leap into the next chapter of your journey, but the tiger asks that you slow down and be patient. This is a powerful mystical animal that has the patience and foresight to pursue what it needs. The tiger guides you to create sacred space and spend time in solitude to connect to your inner wisdom and visions. So the tiger in nature is a patient hunter. It waits until the opportune time to strike. So sometimes if you have big dreams and you are connecting to images of the tiger from various sources, trust that wisdom, which is trust in divine timing, wait for the right moment. Crystal companions are tiger's eye and golden healer quartz, both yellow in color. The tiger itself has a lot of yellow and orange as well as black on its coat, and the colors themselves communicate something to the universe. If you saw my earlier video around the spiritual tools we use when we're self-initiating, I talked about the color or colors and what message they send to spirit and how we use them when we do candle work. So you'll find that the orange speaks to your sacral chakra, which is your creativity, your sexual energy, and the yellow speaks to your solar plexus chakra, which is about your courage, your self-confidence, and your self-esteem. And the black is really a power color because on a metaphysical level, black repels energy. So it is often used as a protective color. So you'll find in a lot of spiritual traditions and practices, witches, wizards, sorcerers, magicians, highly adept practitioners wear black because they want to block out any energy from external sources. So the good crystal companions are tiger's eye, which literally has that glow and the changing of the color. I forget the word for it, because it's yellow and brown and golden and the hues change. I think it's called chatoyancy because it's a bit like the cat's eye. And you also get it in brown and gold, and you also get it in blue and white, but that's less common. The more common is the brown tiger's eye, powerful protective stone, very good for attracting money. Very good worn on the dominant hand as well to repel negative energy. When you wear it on your non-dominant hand, it helps you to marshal that energy of courage and self-confidence. It works very well with your solar plexus chakra. I haven't seen golden healer quartz before, but I would imagine that it does similar things, but you can always Google just to make sure. Just want to check the timing of this video. There is a lot of spirit animals. But I will just end off with, I think, some of the more common mystical animals. I'm going to start with, there are also some more common animals as well. I think I will do a follow-up video for those. Because they're the ones that live in the water. I also want to do the birds because you also get prints, that healers wear with the birds, and it would just be interesting to explore what meanings those come with. So I had included the snake among the water spirit animals because a lot of us who have guides associated with the water often dream of snakes, very large snakes. And the snake, particularly for healers in the African tradition, it symbolizes the rising of the Kundalini energy up your spine. The Kundalini energy is also associated with Christ consciousness, universal love, spiritually adept, practitioners, people that are able to manifest things for themselves and for others, which is why we are healers, because we can pray for people and God answers our prayers for healing of other people, prosperity, abundance, and peace. Whatever tradition you're from, you'll find that the snake is a powerful symbol of healing. Even in the Bible, when God sent poisonous snakes to bite the people of Israel because they had sinned against him and they were grumbling and complaining, God still gave them a way out and instructed Moses to forge a bronze snake. And anyone who looked at that snake, which was mounted on a cross, incidentally, would live. So the snake remains a powerful symbol of healing. I do talk about the snake briefly when I discuss the animal prints Amapai, because I do have the snake among my own collection. And the snake, the primary message is Kundalini rising, and that is that energy, fire energy that rises up your spine through your crown chakra to connect to the divine and to allow you to channel certain energies for healing for yourself and for other people. Credo Mutwa writes about the Kundalini energy rising in his initiation, and he talks about it, how you feel a massive opening of the heart and universal love. And I think that's the same experience that John Wesley had when he received the Holy Spirit. And he said, I felt that my heart was strangely warmed. And that's when he understood that there's religion and there's spirituality. And that was his experience of God and the Holy Spirit. The elements of the snake are earth and fire, and the meaning: channel your creative passion and sensuality, welcome the transformation. The snake speaks of the energy rising within you and also of rebirth. The snake sheds transformational layers of skin, being reborn as often as it needs. What does the snake call you to shed in order to go through a cycle of rebirth? Ask your heart, what do I need to let go of? Rebirth can challenge and push us through all layers, emotional, spiritual, and physical. But know that snake medicine holds you now through this change. To be held by the serpent is powerful magic. Its energy starts at the base and travels up your spine, weaving its way around, activating the divine masculine and feminine within. It passes through your heart, then links to your third eye to bring cosmic remembering. You may have an Egyptian past to remember if you pull this card, or Kundalini rising or awakening to express. One thing for sure, if the snake appears, he means business, action, and change. Crystal companions are carnelian, snake agate, and serpentine. Carnelian is orange in color, works very well with your sacral chakra, and orange carries the vibration of red, which is the root chakra, and yellow, which is your solar plexus chakra, so it's in between. So it works very well to support the energies that are rising up within you when you receive the guidance of the snake as a spirit or power animal or totem. There's snake agate. There are many, I think there are thousands of variants of agate. Snake agate is one of them. Agate is a powerful protective stone as well. And serpentine, I have seen serpentine that is green in color with large black spots, but they're different kinds, different colors as well. Often it's used for sculptures because it's soft and easy to carve. So I will leave it there really for the snake. You're free to watch my other video on animal prints where I also talk about the snake there. The other animal is the dolphin. One of my favorites. Dolphins are beautiful very intelligent, gentle creatures, companions to humans. And there's a myth or legend, if you want to call it that, that says dolphins are actually beings from another world. They were aliens that came to Earth and chose to incarnate as these mammals that live in the water. And they're there as guardians and to lead mankind. I think it's a beautiful story. I think there are a lot of people who have healing gifts, spiritual gifts, or spiritual calling associated with water. Beautiful dreams of swimming with dolphins. Uh, and there actually is a place, I believe, in Mozambique where you can actually swim with dolphins as therapy. I believe there's one in South Africa as well. Bit like equine therapy, where you work with horses, dolphins are also very intuitive, empathic creatures that work well with humans and are able to heal people on a cellular level. They know when somebody's in trouble and they'll help that person to safety. Interestingly, gentle as they actually are enemies of sharks. So if a shark is around, the dolphins, will also come around to protect any creature that is vulnerable. So the message of the dolphin, it's associated with the lost civilization of Atlantis. And the Atlanteans were originally from another world, then were not earthly beings. The element of the dolphin is water, obviously, because dolphins live in the sea. And the meaning is healing wisdom is surfacing. Stop and listen. Dolphins were very important allies during the golden age of Atlantis. They communicated with us freely and held sacred knowledge as the record keepers of the seas. Many Atlanteans were healers and scientists. When Atlantis was flooded, many offered up their memories and wisdom to the dolphins to keep safe until the earth is ready to receive such insights. The dolphins will come to you to signal the great wave of light that will soon be upon us. They ask that you use water as a tool for connection. Use it in your rituals. Sit by the water and listen to the messages that come. You have so much potential, so much love. Please make time to sit and listen to your heart. Invoke dolphin energy and connect with your soul's essence. In these quiet moments, connect with your inner wisdom to heal and release what does not serve you. And the crystal companions are Atlantisite and aquamarine. I find it interesting because aquamarine is considered to be the birthstone of Aries. My tropical sun sign is Aries. I was always drawn to aquamarine. I just love the color, it's so beautiful. I love all shades of, sea green and, ocean blue. But aquamarine is a gentle healing stone. It incorporates the energies of the heart and the throat chakra because aqua is actually a blend of green and blue. So, as I said, a lot of healers do dream of dolphins. Some healers actually have the dolphin as a family totem. And again, beautiful energy, talks about the sacred knowledge from Atlantis, which was a highly civilized, highly advanced civilization, and use lots of technology. And some people may actually have past lives as people from Atlantis, and a lot of things will only make sense when you actually sit by the waters and connect with the sacred energy and the knowledge that the dolphin brings. We're going to go into the mythical creatures for now. I just want to check my time. I don't want this video to be too long. Time flies when you're having fun. So the next animal is the unicorn, the golden unicorn. A lot of people dream of unicorns in different colors, black, white. Unicorns are now very popular, especially in I think there's a children's cartoon that speaks of unicorns. But this is the image of the unicorn. The color would obviously communicate something. So black unicorns have their message, white unicorns have their message. The primary elements of the unicorn are air and fire. So a lot of people with prophetic gifts, who go to the mountain to connect, will dream of either a unicorn or a dragon or both. And the meaning is awaken to your soul's potential. The golden unicorn is a higher frequency being that comes to our earthly dimensions to help us. They share a close link to Venus and help you to remember, enable you to remember through your heart who you are. So if you have major Venus placements, like, you have, planets that are in the constellation of Libra in your chart, that's strong Venus energy. Planets that are in the constellation of Taurus, that's also strong Venus energy, because Venus rules both Libra and Taurus. You may very well dream of the unicorn. And these placements can be, sun, moon, your rising sign, Venus itself in those constellations. It rules the seventh house. Venus rules the seventh house of relationships. So you'll find that air is about communication, logic, rationality. Libra is an air sign. Taurus is an earth sign, but both signs are very much associated with Venus, beauty, love, sensuality, enjoyment of life. But the golden unicorn wishes you to connect to all existences, all timelines, and all levels of your being. They come from the source with a mission to help you rise and remember. Invoke the golden unicorn to come and envelop you in golden ascension rays. Visualize golden rays of light coming down through the cosmos onto your head, through your crown in a column that reaches down to your heart space, giving it a full golden glow. Breathe in its magic and call the unicorns to you. Crystal companions are Himalayan quartz, angel aura quartz, golden danburite. So it is a higher dimensional being, so you won't necessarily see a unicorn live. They mostly exist in myths, legends, and stories. But for those who are spiritual, unicorns are real. The next spirit animal we're going to talk about is the phoenix. The phoenix is generally associated with Asian spiritual traditions. The phoenix is about rebirth, but there are, I think, a few among us who, particularly those who have strong fire energy, either in their birth charts or their primary element is fire. And I will do a video about primary elements as well, because the primary elements drive which spiritual tools you work best with. This is the picture of the phoenix. You may be familiar with the phoenix from Harry Potter, and the one that brought the sword to Harry when they were now stuck in the dungeon and they needed to fight the basilisk. I think that was in the first movie of the series. The element of the phoenix is fire, because the phoenix is born of fire, and its meaning is empower. And the message says fire activations bring creative and spiritual freedom. So fire is an element that can create or destroy. A hot enough fire can help you to forge something out of metal, like a gold ring, or metal weapons. But fire can also destroy. And nature does use fire to completely destroy old vegetation, so that when it rains, then new grass and trees can grow again. There are some seeds whose growth is activated by fire, so it's not always a bad thing to have a brush fire. There are some kinds of plants that need fire in order to crack open those seeds so that they can grow. The phoenix rises from the flames in a powerful activation of your sacral and solar plexus chakras. He speaks of creative and spiritual freedom, showing many chains that may have restricted you are now breaking apart. This energy is being recycled within you, being transmuted to something powerful, a surge of fire that will help you focus and accelerate on your path. Courage, strength, and passion are felt with the phoenix. His energy is empowering you to shine the brightest that you can. Take these fire activations and feel them in your belly. Fan the flames and bring them up to your heart to let them settle and instill that warm glow to lead and empower yourself and others to where you and they need to be. Crystal companions, rainbow Mayanite, golden danburite. These are not, I'm not familiar with these crystals, but when I think of the phoenix, I remember watching a very long series, but very engaging, very gripping, um, Chinese series, and the main character was, one of the gods, and it was called. I'm trying to remember the name now, but I will put it in the comments when I remember it. But the lead character was a phoenix, or his spirit body was that of a phoenix, and it's a love story. So the part that I really enjoyed was at the end, where the love of his life dies in a fight between him and his brother, and he spends, I think, 3 years searching for her primordial spirit, trying to see her come back to life, and eventually she is reborn as the prime minister's daughter, and she's traveling in a carriage to be married to some rich guy, I think. And while the carriage is traveling towards the place where she's supposed to go and live for the rest of her life with her new husband, he sweeps out of the heavens as a phoenix, and he drops fire bombs on everybody. All the servants scatter, and then he lands in front of the carriage, and now he's in his normal body where he can be recognized, and he opens the carriage and he literally kidnaps her. She's supposed to get married, but he takes her away. That's how much he loved her. I must remember the name of the series, but I'll never forget that image. Even at the beginning, someone tries to hurt him, attack him, injure him, and he lands in this girl's world as a burnt bird, which that she tries to revive, and that's how the story begins. So very powerful imagery, very powerful symbol of rebirth, associated again with Asian cultures. But again, if the phoenix speaks to you in any shape or form, it's time to understand what its lessons are. Then the last creature I'm going to speak about is the dragon. And this is the picture of the dragon. Dragons come, in different guises and forms. You have water dragons that live underwater. You have the ones that live in the mountains. You have the ones that live in caves. They all are different, and they have different guises and different lessons. But according to this deck, the message of the dragon, it talks of Gaia's gateway. Gaia is the name that is given to the great mother earth, the spirit, the feminine spirit that is embodied in the earth, because the earth nurtures all of us and gives us life. So it's known as Gaia's gateway, and the elements are water and air. So as I said, there are water dragons. There are dragons that fly, that live in the air. All dragons fly, actually, but some happen to live underwater. Again, a lot of healers who have certain types of gifts will dream of dragons, or their ancestors will present themselves as dragons, either in visions or in dreams. The elements are water and air. Some dragons live in caves, so you'll find a lot of healers go and they worship and give offering at the caves as they are led by their ancestors. Others live on the mountaintop. There are certain types of powerful spirit guides that are shapeshifters that also manifest as dragons. So very interesting mythical beast. Also associated with the Eastern cultures and spiritual traditions. However, there is a growing awareness of the presence of dragons in Africa. You'll find that the Drakensberg Mountains were so called because they literally look like dragons' teeth. Um, we call them Intaba Zokahlamba. But the name for a dragon in isiZulu is Inkanyamba, which is very interesting because Inkanyamba is associated with, the other worlds, the alien world, not of the earth. The ancient ancient Zulu mystics like Credo Mutwa understood that dragons were not necessarily of this world, but they obviously could come to this world. And the fact that there is a name in our language for a dragon means somebody must have seen or had links with one, either at a physical or a spiritual level. So the meaning of the dragon says access Earth's inner wisdom. Dragons symbolize powerful nature and elemental spirits as well as transformation. They come to Earth to offer their wisdom and guidance and to wake up parts of our brain and cells that have lain dormant. Dragons have a powerful and mystical energy, aligning us to our soul's mission and to the Earth and her healing. So the dragon appears particularly if you have a mission as an eco warrior to help protect the Earth. This card and its activations will bring a dragon to you or help you make the conscious link to your guardian dragon. So your guardian angel or ancestor may present as a dragon. It will come if you open your heart and call to it. Merlin is the keeper of the dragons here on earth, so it's wise that we invoke him and ask for his guidance on this path. Sometimes their vibrations come in very strongly, so ask that they ease you in. I have included a meditation to meet your guardian dragon below. Please don't do this if you don't actually have a dragon as your guardian. This isn't child's play. Energies and spirits are very powerful, and you want to use them with the right motives. So Merlin was a druid. He also appears in this deck. I'll see if I can find the card of the druid so that you get a picture of that. But if you've watched the movie Merlin actually is the one that looks after the dragons, and he's the guardian. Merlin was a druid. The druids were ancient medicine men. I'm just giving you a bit of context so that the meditation makes sense. This is a picture of a druid, could be Merlin, but there were many others. I'll just read briefly about the druids because they worked with dragons. Particular druids were the guardians and the people that could summon dragons. The message of the druid says, hold the space. This message says, hold things together. Don't make any sudden moves or changes. Stand strong, knowing who you are, where you are supposed to be. The Druids were the ancient wise ones of the British Isles. They had a deep connection with the earth, the sun, and the moon. They were the scholars who created the Ogham tree language, and they were known for their creative skills in storytelling, poetry, and craftsmanship. When the Druid card appears in a reading, you are being guided to dig deep within and hold your station. If you're wondering what to do next or have a sense of anxiety about what is unfolding in your life, it's time to shift your perceptions and move back to a state of trust. Don't change your plans or do anything drastic. Just trust in the process and let everything happen as it needs to before taking any more steps. Think of a tree. It has strong roots, yet continues to grow and bear fruit. Your life will be a reflection of this. So if the druid comes up in a reading, that's the message of the druid. It links to the message of the dragon, which is around accessing the inner wisdom of the earth. The druids were naturalists, so they were very much advocates of looking after the earth, looking after nature, not taking more than we need. Right now, the earth is in a state of crisis because We've taken more than we need. We have big corporations that are mining and producing and doing all sorts of things while damaging the earth and rendering it unfit for human habitation. And ironically, people like Jeff Bezos are looking at how they can go and populate Mars and create space satellites where people can go and live, people with money, because they would have ruined the earth to a point where it cannot support life. So I believe part of the spiritual awakening is to create critical mass of people that care enough about the earth to do the right thing so that earth remains habitable and it doesn't die like some of the other worlds have died in the past. And people then have had to go and recolonize or colonize other planets, other galaxies, other solar systems, because their own is uninhabitable. So the meditation to meet your guardian dragon is as follows. Merlin, I ask that you guide me on this path to welcoming my dragon. Please help me assimilate the higher frequencies at a rate that my body can manage, and for a lasting connection with the dragon that wishes to be known to me. So use it, don't use it. This is just the guidance of the guidebook. You may want to find a different way to relate with your spirit guardian that is a dragon. Again, use your intuition, because it will never lead you astray. You use your intuition, use the images of the animals as they appear to you, allow them to speak to your spirit. And contrary to popular belief, this is not satanic. The Bible itself has a lot of examples of how we use animal wisdom in order to get guidance for our daily lives. I will continue with the videos, and I will share how you can win this beautiful deck of animal wisdom cards and see how you can incorporate its wisdom, the wisdom of the animals, into your daily practice, your daily spiritual practice. So we will continue the video with the other animals. I thank you for watching, and thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And I look forward to engaging again with you on the next video. Thank you.